I'm Elizabeth at A Literary Princess. If you are new here, welcome. I'm a 6-year candidate in English literature with a focus on Victorian women novelists. And as you might expect, I love to read. Today I have my July TBR for you, which means it is my Jane Austen July TBR. Jane Austen July is an event hosted by Katie from Books and Things, Marissa from Blatantly Bookish, and Claudia from Spinster's Library. And the idea is to read Jane Austen in the month of July, as the title says. This is one of my favorite events of the year. I would say it's probably second only to Victober. I love Jane Austen. She's one of my favorite authors. So I am so stoked. There are 7 challenges for the readathon. I have things for 6 of them. So let's jump in. First challenge is to read one of Jane Austen's main 6 novels, and that's really the only thing you have to do to participate in Jane Austen July. So since last year, yes, I planned that far ahead, I have been planning to read Northanger Abbey, or reread, I should say. Northanger Abbey was posthumously published in 1818, but written well before that. And we are following Catherine Morland, who likes Gothic romances a little too much. Oh, Catherine. So I really wanted to reread this, 1, because I haven't read it in a while, and 2, because I watched the movie with my husband last Jane Austen July and had so much fun. I was just like, I want to reread Northanger. However, I'm having a slight crisis because the group read is Emma from 1816. And Emma is what I was planning to read for Jane Austen July 2026. Yes, I'm planning that far ahead. Leave me alone. So I'm like, I kind of want to read Emma with everybody, but also I really want to reread Northanger. Well, I could do them both, but Emma's kind of long. It's the longest of her books, I'm pretty sure. And I'm like, I don't know. So I'm kind of hoping to get to both. And I'll probably start with Emma because I want to feel like I'm part of the group read. But hopefully I will finish Emma fairly early on and get to Northanger Abbey. The other problem is that I can't really read multiple books at the same time that are set like in really similar time periods. It causes me to like mix them up. So I don't want to be reading Emma alongside some of the other books that I am reading, or Northanger alongside some of the other books I'm reading, because I don't want to mix things up in my head. So it's just a slightly more. Usually I read multiple books at the same time and it's fine, but they are usually vastly different time periods, whereas all of these will not be. They are relatively the same time period. So I don't know. I'm probably going to decide on July 1st and we will see what happens. Let me know what you think. Should I reread Northanger Abbey as planned, or should I participate in the group read with Emma, or should I go for both? Let me know. Challenge number 2 is to read something by Jane Austen that is not one of her 6 main novels. And for this, I am going to reread this compilation of Lady Susan, The Watsons, and Sanditon. Lady Susan is a novella that was written pretty early in Jane Austen's writing career, but never published. And then The Watsons and Sanditon are partially completed novels. And by partially complete, I mean like very, very partially complete. The Watsons is one that she began before her father's death and then abandoned after her father's death. Sanditon is what she was writing when she died. So she didn't finish it because she died, obviously. I think I read this like 10 years ago. And I don't really remember much of them. I probably remember Sanditon the best because I did watch a few episodes of the TV show and decided not to continue because I heard what they did with the ending and was like, no. Also, they were waltzing in it, and I was like, waltzing in the Regency? No. They did not waltz in the Regency. It was considered kind of scandalous. Anyway, so yeah, I'm excited to give this a reread because I straight don't remember Lady Susan at all. Or the Watsons. to be honest. I know the Watsons is like the shortest one. Like literally only a few chapters. I think we at least have like 11 chapters of Sanditon. The Watsons is less. So that's probably why I don't remember it. But I'm excited to refresh my memory and check these out. Challenge number 3 is to read a work of nonfiction about Jane Austen or her time period. And for this, I am picking up Jane Austen at Home by Lucy Worsley, which I've heard amazing things about. I have had this since it came out in 2017 and still haven't gotten to it. So it's time. It's time. And again, I've heard such good things about this that I'm really excited for it. Number 4 is to read a retelling of a Jane Austen book or a work of historical fiction set in Jane Austen's time. And I am going for the second option, a work of fiction set in Jane Austen's time with Miss Austen by Jill Hornby. This is following Cassandra Austen, I believe in 1840, so like well after Jane's death. Yes, I was right. So I read Godmersham Park by Jill Hornby last year, I guess it was. Feels like a really long time ago now. But I enjoyed it a lot. Godmersham Park is also following people from Jane Austen's life. So I really liked how Jill Hornby did it. I felt her characterizations were very true to what is my image of Jane Austen and Cassandra Austen. So I'm really looking forward to Miss Austen. And also there was just a mini-series done of it, and I want to read it. I want to read the book before I watch the mini-series. Prompt number 5 is to read a book by a contemporary of Jane Austen. So between 1775 and 1817. And I think you can kind of push those a little bit. And one of these does push those quite a bit. The other one is firmly within that time frame. And that is The Woman of Color by Anonymous from 1808. This is following Olivia, a biracial heiress from the West Indies, as she comes to England, where she is supposed to marry her cousin so that she can inherit her fortune. It was on my Feb Regency TBR, and I never got to it. It might have been on my TBR last year. I don't remember. Maybe? I don't know. But I do really want to get to it. I've heard a few talks at academic conferences on it now, which has been really interesting. So, and I've heard other people that have just read it on BookTube and said good things about it, so I'm excited. Another book for this challenge is a little bit out of the proper time frame, but we do know that Jane Austen read this. I'm pretty sure it's mentioned in one of her novels, at least, and it was a very popular work at the time. And this is my 18th century novel book for July. And that is The Vicar of Wakefield by Oliver Goldsmith from 1766. Oh wow, he only wrote one novel and it's this one. The Victorians were pretty obsessed with it too. I don't really know what this is about. Dr. Primrose, a kindly man with a good heart and a good family and a good income, and suddenly his idyllic life is cruelly devastated by a series of misfortunes and he ends up in jail. Poor guy. Very short. So like I said, it's not quite within the time period. It's like kind of 10 years off from the time period, but she did read it. So I say that it counts. And, you know, it works in nicely that Jane Austen July fell when I was reading this for the 18th century novel project. Those are all of the reading challenges, but there are 2 watching challenges. So challenge number 6 is to watch a direct screen adaptation of a Jane Austen book. Now, the group watch is Emma 2020. However, I just watched Emma 2020 last year. So I'm gonna rewatch Emma, the miniseries from 2009, I think. I feel like with all of these ones, I just say they're from 2009 and I don't actually know if they are, but it's somewhere around there with Johnny Lee Miller as Mr. Knightley, and Romola Gary as Emma. And they are both phenomenal. This is my favorite version of Emma. So my husband really liked Emma 2020 last year. So I'm like, let's watch Emma 2009. And hopefully he'll also like this one. So yeah, that's my diabolical plan for the watching. Seventh challenge is to watch a modern screen adaptation or retelling of a Jane Austen book, which I guess I could rewatch Clueless, which is an Emma retelling and from the 90s. I haven't seen in eons. But I'm like, I don't know. Can I watch Miss Austen and say that it counts? It's not really a modern screen adaptation or retelling of a Jane Austen book, but it is a adaptation of a modern book about Jane Austen and her family. I don't know. Maybe I'll do that and just say that it counts. We'll see. We'll see what I have time for. July is going to be kind of crazy. I have a wedding at the end of the month that is on the other side of the country from me. So that's gonna be a good time. I am going to be racing to complete my dissertation. So that'll be a good time. So will I get to all of this? Who the heck knows, but I'm sure gonna try. So that is my Jane Austen July TBR. Let me know down in the comments below, are you participating in Jane Austen July? What are you planning on reading for it? Have you read any of the books I talked about? What did you think of them? If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to see more of my bookish content. It has been great chatting with you. I will see you soon. Bye.